With the NHL Draft Lottery set for Saturday night, we will get clarity on two fronts. 1. We will find out who is choosing no. 1 overall at the draft in Dallas on the 22nd of June. 2. We will find out which team will select Swedish defenseman Rasmus Dahlin with that first overall pick. Because winning the draft lottery and getting Dahlin are one and the same, it's not even up for debate. Dahlin was the unanimous choice of TSN's panel of 10 NHL scouts in the preseason rankings in September, as he was in the mid-season rankings in late January and now yet again in the draft lottery edition top 15 rankings that have been compiled specifically in honor of Saturday's lottery. There is no reason to believe he won't be no. 1 on TSN's final rankings, which are released the week prior to the draft. In fact, the big four in this year's draft, Dahlin, Russian winger Andrei Svechnikov, Czech winger Filip Zadina and American winger Brady Tkachuk, hold down the same spots as they did at mid-season. Svechnikov is no. 2. Zadina no. 3. And Tkachuk no. 4. While there was technically no change at the top of the rankings, there have been some subtle shifts worth noting. If anything, Barrie Colt winger Svechnikov seems to have solidified his position as the consensus no. 2 pick in the draft. 9 of 10 scouts surveyed this week had him at no. 2. In January, the same panel of scouts gave him only 6 second place votes. And while both Halifax Moosehead winger Zadina and Boston University winger Tkachuk remained solidly in the consensus top 4, there were a few more scouts who slid a defenseman into their top 4 at the expense of either Zadina or Tkachuk. London Knight defenseman Evan Bouchard, for example, was no. 3 on one ballot and no. 4 on another. Acadie Bathurst Titan Bluelin Noah Dobson was no. 4 on one ballot. They are the only Canadians in the top 10. Bouchard was the very clear no. 5 prospect on the draft lottery edition rankings, a notable cut below the big four but also notably ahead of the rest of the draft class, including the 3 other defensemen who appear locked and loaded as top 10 picks this year. Swedish defenseman Adam Bokvist dropped 1 spot, from no. 5 to no. 6. QMJHL Bluelin Dobson remained at no. 8 and University of Michigan freshman defenseman Quinn Hughes dropped from no. 6 to no. 9. U.S. forward Oliver Wahlstrom moved up to no. 7 on the current rankings. He was no. 9 in January. Finnish forward Jesperi Kotkaniemi rounded out the TSN's draft lottery top 10. There are a couple of other notes worth mentioning on the makeup of the top 10. There was almost nothing separating Bokvist, Wahlstrom and Dobson in the spots between 6 and 8. They appear to virtually interchangeable, based on voting results. And while there was a little bit of separation between those 3 and Hughes at no. 9. Understand one thing about this year's draft. Based on our survey, there is a huge drop-off in consensus after no. 9. Kotkaniemi, though he was just 1 spot below Hughes, didn't receive anywhere close to the same support. Kotkaniemi is closer to being an interchangeable part with the next 3 prospects, ranked numbers 11 through 13. That group, in order, includes Drummondville Voltigeurs center Joe Villino, Sioux Greyhound center Barrett Hayton and Spokane Chiefs defenseman Ty Smith. Villino moved up 4 spots from mid-season rankings, Smith dropped 3, and Hayton remained in the same no. 12 slot. Villino, Hayton and Smith are all Canadians, giving Canada only 5 prospects in the top 15. The remainder of TSN's top 15, which actually ends up being a top 16 because there was a dead heat for the final spot, looks like this. U.S. forward Joel Farabee at no. 14 and a pair of Russian wingers, Grigory Denisenko and Vitaly Kravtsov, tied at no. 15. Farabee moved up 2 spots from mid-season while Denisenko and Kravtsov made huge gains, from numbers 21 and 39, respectively.